What's that?
Whatever it ain't what you make, it's what you spend.
Well, you can't really spend a lot if you're not making a lot, right?
No, that isn't the object. If you want to make more, you can spend more.
You want to make more, you can spend more.
You get your butt off the ground and get to work.
Where are the jobs? We're in a pandemic.
There's jobs all over the place. Walk down the street, there's for hiring signs everywhere you look. Yeah, get your ass out of New York and you'll see what's going on.
Tell me what's going on. I'm curious.
For Trump, freedom, non-abortion.
Freedom is not abortion?
You asked what it's for. That's two separate issues. Okay.
Tell me what has Trump done to expand your freedom?
I'm still free. I'm here, standing here, talking to. Talking to you. I didn't mean that. You just got to get out in the country and see what's going on. New York is nothing like here.
No, I agree. That's why I'm here. I'm just curious, even before the pandemic.
You talk about schooling. Why do you have to go to a New York school? Why do you got to go to school except maybe a doctor or something like that? Why do you got to spend $100,000 a year to go to school?
How much do you think University of Wisconsin costs?
Too much. Too much, and it ain't worth it.
It's hard to get a good job without a college degree these days, wouldn't you say?
No, it ain't hard at all. Go and work at any of these tool and die, and you'll make $30 an hour. I got relatives that are making $35 an hour construction. That's more than anybody. I grew up on, when I started, the first job was 95 cents an hour. Now I'm a millionaire, family-wise and job-wise.
You didn't have to go to school?
I finished high school. You don't need college. College is a big con. How many people you know?
Have you tried getting a job? Have you tried getting a professional job today without a college degree?
A professional job. I farmed most of my life. That's more professional than any job you'll ever have.
What if you don't want to be a construction worker? What if you want to work in advertising or public relations or?
I got friends that they've learned to do welding, they've learned to do accounting, they've learned to do the stock market. They don't have nothing but a high school degree. Get on the computer. That's what it's for.
I'm interested, though, legitimately interested, because healthcare is tied to jobs, right? In this country, healthcare is tied to having a job. So what you're describing, if you have a child, you need healthcare. So you can't really go do what you're saying. You don't have time to go get trained or read a book. You have to get a job now to provide health care for your kids.
But that's easy. I mean,
is that easy? Tell the 40 million people without health insurance right now.
Get away from where they are. If they don't have a job where they are, move.
You know how much moving costs, sir?
It costs nothing. You got 2 feet. Start walking.
How much can you carry? You carrying your bed, your couch, or this?
Ancestors do. Yeah. What your ancestors do. What did your father do?
My father worked for his father in a jewelry business.
Excellent.
His parents paid for college for him to get a degree.
Cool. That's fortunate. I've had kids go to college. They didn't like it. They're working now and making $30 an hour. So
your answer is just move if you can't find a job where you are. If your kids need health care, figure it out.
How do we get all the people in this country? They didn't have work somewhere else in another country. They came here for the rainbow and they went to work. None of them had college degrees, and they built this country.
Right, but that's when there were factory jobs here. Those jobs have been sent to China and Mexico.
We still got factory. No, there's still plenty of jobs here.
Really?
Yeah, you're out of New York. You don't need to be a cook, or you don't need to be a...
I've gone around the country for the last 5 years. All I see is closed down storefronts, closed down plants, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania.
There's still jobs.
In the closed down factories?
You get a different job.
You're going to raise a family off of being a waitress?
Damn bad. I make $40-50 an hour doing it. Really? I don't want to be on your camera. I'm sorry.
You keep interrupting, so come over.
I appreciate talking to you, but we're never going to agree to agree. We won't agree anyway.
No, I think it's interesting getting your point of view. What do you think right now? Obviously, 10% unemployment. I think it's higher than that. A lot of people have died. The $600 a week has ended. The president says he's going to do an executive. Thank goodness. Why?
$600 a week. Why are we printing money hand over foot? Somebody's going to have to pay for that. You talk about college, paying for college, kids paying for college. all of us people are going to have to pay for all these trillions that we're printing.
Do you mind us printing money for war in Afghanistan, Iraq, bombing every country?
I do.
Really? Okay.
I believe in freedom and peace for every country.
What about printing money for subsidies and deregulation for the banks, the oil companies, big pharma?
Way too
A lot of corporate welfare in this country.
I agree. I think they all get too much money under the table and over the table.
So you think during a pandemic where people lost their jobs, not because of anything they did, they shouldn't get that unemployment?
Get a bonus.
Corporate America should get $4 to $6 trillion.
If you lose your job, do you get unemployment?
What do you think about the original bailout, which gave $4 to $6 trillion to multi-billion-dollar corporate conglomerates? Should they have got that money?
When was that done?
You living under a rock? That was the first. That was the first coronavirus bailout. $4 to $6 trillion by your president.
No, by Congress.
Did he sign it?
Yeah, he did, but he's probably got his hands tied.
I thought he's, the great negotiator, the great businessman. $4 to $6 trillion went to corporate America for no reason during a pandemic.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either. They talk about $4 to $6 trillion, but there's still money sitting there that hasn't been used. And now they want another $3 trillion. How stupid is that?
Well, if the $3 trillion originally went to states, cities, towards testing, contact tracing, money for people that were laid off, maybe we would need subsequent bills. It went to corporations.
You'd have to prove that to me. Just saying it.
Fox News hasn't reported this to you?
I don't listen to Fox News all the time.
What's your media?
I listen to everything.
So, bottom line, by the way, I'm not a Biden supporter. I think he's terrible too. But what I'm asking is, Trump promised 13,000 jobs at Foxconn.
That's
3,000. It is true.
No, Walker did, not Trump.
No, Trump when he was running.
Walker was running Wisconsin, not Trump.
Trump.
This was a Wisconsin business.
Trump billed it as his deal to reopen that factory.
But that was a Wisconsin deal. That wasn't a federal deal.
Okay. So, has all these factories reopened here in Wisconsin that he promised?
I couldn't say. I don't have information to that. But there's still plenty of jobs.
Okay.
You can be a police officer if you want. They're looking for help.
Do you think that maybe you're seeing more help wanted signs now because it's a pandemic and so many people have been laid off that they...
No, there was jobs available in Wisconsin for the last 3 years. Every place you went, every place you drove, there was for hire signs. So it's got nothing to do with the I shouldn't say nothing. It maybe exaggerated it, but it isn't. The pandemic didn't start it.
And lastly, do you think Trump right now he's talking about I don't want to fund the post office? He mentioned mail-in voting could help his opponent. Do you think it's appropriate for him to be trying to defund the post office before the election?
I don't think that's true.
He openly said that's what he's doing.
No, he didn't say that.
Yes, he said mail-in voting will help my opponent.
I don't believe that. Yeah, he's changing the post office. He's trying to make it more efficient.
But the post office isn't. The post office is a service. It's not meant to be for profit.
Because they didn't get a raise.
No, he's talking about it's not making enough profit, so I want to essentially privatize it. That's what he's talking about.
But that's not defunding it.
Right, but the post office is a service. It's not meant to make profit. It's supposed to be a service for the American people.
I'm not sure how to answer that, but you got the problem at the post office is they become less efficient and there's less mail. And so they got to make changes. Simple as that.
Right before the election, you think is the time to do that?
It hasn't been just before the election. It's been for years.
He's not defunding the post office. He's refusing to give them more funds.
Well, that's what I just said. I disagreed with him when he said funding.
You know, if the post office was so damn worried about making money, keeping all that money, why are they making Sunday deliveries and paying time and a half and everything?
So so boxes being removed in Oregon and other states is what?
I don't. Again, if they're being removed, I'd have to find out why. I don't know why.
I appreciate you taking so much time.
And I'm glad you guys are in Wisconsin.
Absolutely. I love your cheese. I had it last night. It was delicious.
Make sure you get Limburger.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.